This is what I'm calling the tiered tri-pair puzzle. It's like a Rubik's Cube, but it only has 3 main colors shown in 3 pairs of faces, thus the term tri-pair. And each color has this pattern of tiered curvy triangles, making oriented centers a part of the solution. Here's why and how I made it. So I wanted to make a new mod that's kind of based on the trizebron cubes that I made before. If you've seen this old puzzle, you know that it was made for cubes that have sharp, square faces. But I don't use these base cubes anymore, so we need to make the new design fit into curvier facelets, like in these cubes that we use today. Speaking of making something curvier, I also want to try making the trizebron pattern a little bit on the wavy side. The base pattern for the trizebron cubes was this one, but now let's try something with wavier lines. To do that, we have to play around with some quarter circles, form them into these wavy X's, and then place them around the cube. Then, to figure out what design we can use with this base pattern, we're going to test this out on Paint 3D. I try out the trizebron layout and some alternate colors, but this one looks really bad. But as I was coloring this pattern, I realized that this kinda looks like flames. Or maybe waves or even leaves. So I test out another color scheme, and I think this one works. Now, while I was finishing up this layout, I was thinking of what base cube could work with these colors. I'm worried that a base cube that would work for one of these colors might clash with the other two. So I think the safest bet would be a black or white base cube, but we don't have those right now. We have these though, and I think I just figured out how to prevent the colors from clashing. So usually, we make these force cubes out of 6 regular cubes that we disassemble and reassemble to create cubes with just one color on all faces. But this time, we're trying something new. We're disassembling these force cubes and we'll be creating one that has 3 pairs of adjacent faces that use the same colors. Before disassembling though, I took some cool photos of these force cubes that can also serve as a reference for the colors that we will be using. I went to a tint and shade generator, added the hex codes for our cubes, and got a color palette that we can use for the design. From there, it was a matter of figuring out which parts of the palette can work together to make sure that there's enough contrast between the different shades. So now let's have this design printed. Now that this is in sticker form, I'm not too convinced that this pale-ish color scheme will work with the bright and vibrant base cubes that we have. But I have an idea. That actually failed in a previous puzzle, but I really want to try this out again, so bear with me as we test out transparent stickers again. For transparent stickers though, I would have to recolor the design a bit. We learned from past mistakes that colors get desaturated on transparent stickers, so we're making the colors darker here, and then relieving the outlines black so that they stand out. With transparent stickers, we really have to get them on the base cube before we find out if the design works. After attaching stickers to one face though, I'm pretty optimistic about this. So here's the rest of the build. Now, here's our final puzzle. I can't believe that this actually looks really cool. This is very different from the puzzles that I have made before, and I'm happy to see that the risks that we took with this design really paid off. Now, in terms of solving this puzzle, this functions very similarly to a Penrose cube, with the lighter edges serving as an alternative to curved edges. But a key difference that we can see in this cube is that it also has oriented centers. So we have to be careful with that as we solve the cube. Now, if you'd like to try making this cube on your own, a free printable PDF of this design is available on the Custom Cuber Discord server. Link is in the description below. And for those who want this but in a different color scheme, check out patreon.com/thecustomcuber for a variety of color palettes that I made for this puzzle, including a bare bones version that you can color on your own. And of course, if you'd like to check out another puzzle, click the video on your screen right now.